What's up mga katropais? Welcome to Akad TV of PICE PUPSC. I am David Almasan and I'll be your tutor at pag-aaralan natin ngayon ang centroid and center of gravity under the statics of rigid bodies. Let's start with the center of gravity. A body is composed of an infinite number of particles of differential size, and so if the body is located within a gravitational field, then each of these particles will have a weight dW. These weights will form a parallel force system, and the resultant of this system is the total weight of the body, which passes through a single point called the center of gravity, G. So para ma-visualize natin, let's consider the rod shown on this illustration. So again, ang body natin ngayon is yung rod, and when it is exposed to gravitational field, yung total weight niya will be represented by W, and yung W will act on the center of gravity of the rod or the point G. And if we take a differential element of this rod, ayan, so magkakaroon naman ito ng weight na dW or differential W. So since this is a parallel force system, so yung resultant force nito, again, is the total weight W, and this is equal sa summation of forces along the z-axis since parallel force system nga ito, considering na yung downward forces natin ay positive. And yung mga forces natin along z-axis is yung mga dW or differential weights. Kasi nga, di ba, yung rod natin is composed of infinite number of differential elements na may weight na dW. So, this just means na yung W natin is equal to the integral of dW. Since yung integral natin, it means na pinag-sum up natin yung mga differential weights within the rod, di ba? Within the span ng rod. On the other hand, yung resultant moment naman natin along the y-axis is equal naman sa summation ng moment, lahat ng moment ng forces along the y-axis. And yung resultant moment natin dito is the resultant force, which is W, multiplied by the perpendicular distance nito sa y-axis, which is the bar x, this one. And yung bar x natin, kung makikita natin sa figure or sa illustration, ito yung distance ng center of gravity, which is G, from the y-axis. And this is equal sa summation nga ng moments along the y-axis. And yung mga moments na makuha natin dito is lahat ng differential weights multiplied yung distance or the perpendicular distance nito sa y-axis, which is x. And we will also need to sum them up using integral. So this just means that W multiplied by bar x is equal to the integral of x dW. And kapag binaba natin si W dito, and we know that W is equal to dW, so we will have this formula for bar x given by bar x is equal to integral of x dW all over integral of dW. So, let's consider another example, which is the plate shown in this illustration naman. So very similar lang. Yung body natin ngayon is a plate, and if yung plate natin is exposed sa gravitational field, magkakaroon ito yung total weight nito is mare-represent ng W, na again, mag-a-act sa center of gravity ng plate natin, or the point G. And again, if we take a differential element or a differential particle of this plate, magkakaroon ito ng weight na dW or differential weight. So, magkakaroon lang tayo ng similar formula for bar x and similar formula for bar y naman. And this, again, bar x is given by the integral of x dW all over the integral of dW. While, on the other hand, same lang, yung bar y natin will be equal to the integral of y dW all over the integral of dW. Now, let's move on sa center of mass of a body. So, in order to study the dynamic response or accelerated motion of a body, it becomes important to locate the body's center of mass or C sub m. This location can be determined by substituting dW equals GdM. So, consider natin itong 3D figure na nasa illustration natin, which is this one. And let's say na yung center of mass C sub m niya is nandito. And if we take a differential particle of this body, which is this one, magkakaroon ngayon ng differential mass dm. And we know na yung weight ng isang object or ng isang body is given by its mass multiplied by the gravitational constant g. And if we take the differential of the both sides, this becomes dw equals g dm, because we know na yung g is constant, di ba? Kasi nga, gravitational constant siya. So, if we substitute this one, itong dw natin equals gdm, sa formula natin kanina sa bar x, so we have, di ba kanina, bar x equals the integral of x dw all over the integral of x. And again, replace natin yung dw by gdm. So this now becomes integral of x gdm all over the integral of gdm. And again, we know that g is constant. So labas natin siya sa integral natin. Integral of x dm all over g integral of dm. And yung g natin magka-cancel out. So, this just means na yung bar x ng ating body is equal to the integral of curly x dm over the integral of dm. And same lang yan sa bar y and bar x. So, same lang yung form na tinitake nila. It's just that nag-iiba yung mga variables na ginagamit natin kasi iba-iba yung distances na mini-measure natin. Yung bar x along the x-axis, yung bar y along the y-axis, and yung bar z natin along the z-axis. The next is centroid of a volume. If the body is made from a homogeneous material, then its density rho will be constant. Therefore, a differential element of volume dV has a mass dm equals rho dV. So again, consider natin itong 3D body natin na nasa illustration. Ayan. And ito yung centroid niya or geometric center ng body na ito. Kapag nag-take tayo ng differential particle ng body na ito, magkakaroon ito ng volume given by dV or differential volume. Again, we know na yung density rho is given by mass over volume. By cross multiplication, we will have mass equals to rho V. And kapag tinik natin yung differential niyan, so we will have now dm equals rho dV. Considering that rho is constant and that this body is composed or is made of a homogeneous material. So from the formula again natin kanina sa ating center of mass, 'di ba? Alam natin na the bar x is equal to integral of curly x dm all over integral of dm. And replace natin yung dm by rho dv. This will now becomes integral of curly x rho dv all over integral of rho dv. Since we know that rho is constant, pwede natin siya ilabas across the integral sign. So rho integral of curly x dm all over rho integral of, or dv rather. Sorry. This is dv. Integral of dv. And yung rho natin, magka-cancel out lang. Diba? So, we will now also have bar x is equals to integral of curly x dv evaluated or to be evaluated along the total volume V all over integral of dv to be evaluated again over the total volume V. Diba? Kung mapapansin natin, pare-parehas lang yung formula na or yung form na tinitake ng ating mga formulas for bar x, bar y, and bar c. It's just that nag-iiba yung variable na ginagamit natin. Kanina, di ba, differential weight tayo, so dw. Then sa center of mass, we have dm kasi mass m. And now, para sa centroid ng volume natin, we have dv kasi nga, yung kini-consider natin ngayon is yung volume ng ating body. And itong mga ito, itong bar x, bar y, and bar c, again, they all pertains to the centroid of the of this body or the geometric center ng ating body. Another is centroid of a line. If a line segment or rod lies within the xy plane and it can be described by a thin curve y equals f of x, then its centroid is determined from this formula. So again, kung mapapansin natin, yung mga formula natin for bar x, bar y, if 2D, and kapag 3D, we have the bar z, ay same lang ng form na tinitake, diba? So ang nagbabago lang talaga is yung the differential na element na kinoconsider natin. And in this case, sa centroid of a line, kinoconsider natin ngayon yung length natin. So we take the differential length. So yung bar x natin, sabi, is equal to the integral of x dl to be evaluated over the total length all over the integral of dl to be evaluated over the total length of this line. So dapat yung line na i-evaluate natin, if bar x, dapat yung total length is along or in reference with the x-axis. So if we consider this curve, and kung mapapansin natin, yung curve natin, di ba, we suppose na yung centroid niya is hindi naglalay along the line or along this rod, if rod man siya, di ba? So may ganun talagang cases na yung centroid ng isang body is hindi maglalay within its span or within itself, di ba? And if we take nga a differential length of this rod, say this one, ayan. So, yung line na yan, di ba? Kasi sobrang nipis lang yan kasi nga differential, di ba? So, differential length lang. Pero, if we try to zoom that in, so ang makikita natin dyan, if ito yan, so ito yung DL. So, parang magiging triangle siya kasi parang sobrang liit niya, parang straight line na siya. So, this portion here, and this portion here, this will be dx, and itong patayo will be dy. So again, yung bar x natin for the center of a line is very similar lang sa bar y. Pero yung kung evaluate natin siya over the total length ng line natin, dapat yung bar x in reference with the x-axis and yung bar y natin in reference with the y-axis. So, the length of this differential element is given by the Pythagorean theorem, yung pinakita ko kanina na triangle. Kasi 'di ba, balikan natin. Ayan. So, sobrang liit niya nga, makapag-form na siya ng right triangle. And by Pythagorean theorem, 'di ba? Yung DL natin ngayon is magiging equal to the square root of dx square plus dy square, which can also be written in the form. So, if we apply algebraic manipulation, kung magdadagdag tayo dito ng dx over dx quantity squared, kasi di ba dx over dx is simply 1 and 1 squared is also 1. So parang wala lang tayong dinagdag dito sa may dx squared plus, ayan, magdagdag ulit tayo ng dx over dx quantity squared. Pero this time, pag-iwalay natin siya, so nasa labas isang dx squared and yung isa is naging denominator to then quantity squared. So kapag sinimplify natin to, so di ba, magiging yung dx over dx nga natin, quantity squared, will be 1, or kapag di natin sinulat, magiging simply dx squared lang yan. Then don't forget the square root, plus dy over dx, quantity squared, then dx squared. So, i-factor natin ngayon si dx squared. So, we have square root of dx squared. Then, factor out, magiging this will be 1. And then, ito, mawawala to. Ang matitira sa atin ngayon is dy over dx quantity squared. Diba? And kapag tinake natin square root nito, itong dx squared, kapag in-square root natin, magiging dx. And then, the rest, hindi natin pwede square root since dalawa yung term natin. So, ang DL pala natin or differential element is given by the formula. So, square root of 1 plus dy over dx quantity squared dx. Or kapag naman, the other way around, kapag nag-add tayo ngayon, by algebraic manipulation, if nag-add tayo ngayon ng dy over dy quantity squared, so ang kakalabasan ng ating differential length, dl, will be square root of dx over dy quantity squared plus 1 dy. So, yung usage ng dalawang form ng formula for differential element ay magbavary depende sa function na tinitake ng ating curve. So, let's say, itong curve natin is explicitly expressed in terms of x. say y equals x squared, 'di ba? Mas madali tayo mag-differentiate ngayon with respect to x kasi dy over dx ngayon will be equal to 2x. And ngayon meron tayong dy over dx. So pwede natin i-apply ngayon 'tong unang form ng ating formula, 'di ba? Pero if yung form naman ng curve natin ngayon, let's say ngayon naman if ang form niya is x equals kunyari y cube, 'di ba? So, mas madali mag-differentiate with respect to y. So, we have dx over dy equals 3y squared. So, mas madali natin ito ngayon, mas-substitute dito, directly. Diba? So, doon mag-vary yung application ng dalawang formula natin. Next or last is the centroid of an area. So, these integrals can be evaluated by performing a single integration if we use a rectangular strip for the differential area element. So, I believe na sa pag-take natin ng differential calculus is na-encounter natin yung um, area bounded by curves, di ba? So, dito natin i-apply ngayon yung centroid or yung pagkuha ng centroid. So, again, very same formula lang yung bar x and bar y natin. It's just that nagbago yung differential element na kinoconsider natin ngayon, which is area naman. So, bar x is equal to integral of x dA to be evaluated over the total area over the integral of dA to be evaluated over the total area. So, same lang rin yan sa ating bar y. So, para mas ma-visualize natin again, looking back sa ating differential calculus, let's consider this area bounded by the y and the x-axis and this curve, let's say na itong curve natin is y equals f of x. At yung centroid niyan ng area natin is, let's say, nandito, centroid C. So, if magte-take tayo ng rectangular strip, particularly a vertical rectangular strip, so yung vertical strip natin ngayon is magkakaroon ng length dx at magkakaroon ng height y, di ba? And sa pagkuha ng centroid ng isang area, dapat i-consider pa natin yung centroid ng rectangular strip na kinonsider natin. And in this case, it is a vertical strip, so yung centroid niya is nandito. It will have a distance, curly x, from the y-axis rather, and yung distance naman niya or yung curly y niya will be y over 2 since this length is, yung total niya is y. So, yung curly y will be y over 2. So, same case lang yan if nag-consider tayo ng horizontal strip. Magkakaroon naman siya ngayon ng length x at ang height dy since differential element siya. So, sobrang nipis niya lang na horizontal strip. Again, sa pagkuha ng centroid ng ating area using rectangular strips, dapat i-consider pa natin yung centroid ng rectangular strip natin. Since paiga na siya, yung curly x niya ngayon, or yung centroid niya, represented by curly x, yung distance niya from the y-axis will be x over 2 since yung total length niya is x, di ba? Samantala, yung curly y naman niya is yung distance niya from the x-axis is simply y. So, at y distance. So, here are the key points so far na na-discuss natin when it comes to centroid or yung center of gravity and centroid, diba? So, yung centroid daw, nire-represent ito yung geometric center ng isang body. This point coincides with the center of mass or the center of gravity only if the material composing the body is uniform or homogeneous. So, para masabi natin na yung centroid or the geometric center ng isang body is also the center of mass or the center of gravity of the body, dapat yung body natin mismo is uniform or composed of homogeneous material. So, yung formulas used natin to locate the center of gravity or the centroid simply represent a balance between the sum of moments of all the parts of the system and the moment of the resultant for the system. Katulad natin nung sinod natin or pinakita natin dun sa center of gravity, considering the weight of the body, di ba? Yung resultant moment natin doon is equal lang sa moment kapag nag-moment tayo dun sa y-axis. And in some cases, the centroid is located at a point that is not on the object, as in the case of a ring where the centroid is at its center. So, katulad nga dito, di ba, sa line natin, di ba? Possibly, kapag ganito yung curve natin, yung centroid niya is hindi maglalay dun sa pinaka-curve natin. So, maglalay siya outside, di ba? So, and Sa case nga ng isang ring, let's say kunwari, di ba? Diba, kunwari, ito yung ring natin. Kung isipin na lang natin na 3D yan, since na-overpower ng hole or ng butas yung pinaka-object natin o pinaka-body natin, high chances talaga na yung centroid niya is hindi maglalay mismo dun sa object. And sa case ng isang ring which is in circular shape, yung centroid niya is nasa gitna. So bago tayo mag-solve ng mga problems sa centroid and center of gravity, it is important to note na yung mga formulas natin is nagtitake lang almost ng same forms, di ba? So medyo madali lang tandaan. So dapat ang ma-highlight natin dito is yung importance na naiintindihan natin yung concept behind those formulas, kung paano sila na-derive from the representation ng body natin hanggang sa pagkuha ng centroid nga, di ba, ng pinaka-body na iyo.